Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Ray O'Daniel here, and right now I'm kind of winging it on this one. This is my very first live. Right now, the going live on Facebook, YouTube is one of the things that I've been wanting to try, and I have just been waiting for a certain time, certain topic to come up so we can simply talk about it. But I want to introduce lives at least once or at least a couple of times a week so we can start having a conversation between the users that subscribe to my channel so I can have live input, feedback regarding topics on people and just kind of give some more help. So right now, one of the topics that really popped up this week with GoHighlevel is the SMS compliance. There's a whole webinar that came out that Chase did with some of the tech people, Chase Buckner, there at Highlevel, and he did with some of the tech people regarding just SMS compliance. That, according to some of the, I guess, federal trade or federal FCC commissions or whatever, that certain compliance have to be put in place moving forward. Otherwise, your SMS messages may very well be blocked. So this kind of brought up an interesting topic because SMS messages really do have a good deliverability rate. So when you text somebody something, I mean, it's pretty much going to open it up. Unless they blocked your particular number, in which case they won't. So, but text messages have a really good feedback. A lot of people have gotten used to communicating via text, and a lot of the high-level features integrate text message communication. So you definitely don't want to have your number blocked, or you don't want to have your number discouraged or your messages stop reaching people because you don't have the right compliance set up. So right now, this isn't going to be an all-inclusive compliance seminar. One of the things I do want to point you to, by the way, I'm very excited to be here with. I'm a little bit nervous. You ever get butterflies? I kind of got butterflies in my stomach right now. I'm going live. A lot different than doing videos on my channel. So forgive me if I stumble a bit. But one of the things I want to point you guys to here is the Highlevel channel. If you have not on YouTube, subscribe to the Highlevel channel. Please search them out and subscribe to them. They have a lot of videos that pop up that are very good informational videos that if you're using Highlevel, you should be made aware of. But right now, I'll show you this SMS Compliance Deadline webinar. Please go ahead and spend some time to do this because this SMS compliance is about the registration process. Now I'll show you where this is throughout this video. I'll go over and show you kind of where that compliance button is, if that makes sense. But to go through the entire wizard, I'm not going to replicate what they've already done here because they have a lot more questions and answers, and they could tell you exactly what you need to fill out on the form and to get this registered and to get your registration completed successfully without it being rejected. So I definitely want to point you guys to their channel and to this particular webinar in general. So what I'd like to do is kind of explain to you there's some things that I myself am not compliant in. So this is one of the things that got brought up on the video that you don't really think about too much. As a designer, you just kind of build things and you generate lead forms and you do things without the thinking about the compliance. That if somebody signs up that you have the right to text them and to email them. Well, that's not becoming the case anymore. So you're going to have to get their opt-in in order for you to do that. Now, most people already have an email opt-in, like a lead magnet form that you sign up with your name and your email address, and you kind of have something on there that says, if you opt into this, we have the right to email you or communicate with you. That right there is pretty standard. That's been around for a while with email marketing because spam has been such a big deal for years now. But the SMS market really has not had that type of regulation. So right now, they're starting to put those regulatory regulations in place so that people just can't spam text messages anymore. There has to be a certain standard by which you accept, you opt in, or you're at least able to opt out of certain text communications just so that you don't get them. So one of the things I want to kind of show you is some of the basic things that people utilize here. And I'm just going to use my own personal website in this example here because this is where I found that I needed to update my form on my website to make sure that it's SMS compliant. And I was going to walk you guys through just doing that live here on this live just to kind of show you. But right now I'm going to transition over here and pop in and show you my screen here. So right now here we are. We've got Highlevel open, and we've got a couple of tabs. I'm in my sub account for myself, Rayo Daniel. It's kind of where I do all of my affiliate marketing. If I'll just do a plug. If you haven't signed up for Highlevel, if you're looking to get signed up in here, I do appreciate it if you can use my affiliate link. You'll find that there in this video or on my channel. I do provide a lot of support for people. You will see some of the Snapshot features inside this video that I'm going to kind of go over that I give people that sign up under my affiliate link. But again, I'm here to just help you. And if you sign up under my link, great. If you've already signed up under somebody else, as long as you get what you need, I just want to make you successful in Highlevel. So let's go ahead and move on here. One of the things I want to show you here is I'm going to hop over to my website, rayodaniel.com, and use that as an example. Now, this website is a WordPress site hosted within Highlevel. So if you're not familiar with that, I have a whole other video on my channel that goes over WordPress and hosting it inside of Highlevel, how to migrate it, and all that other kind of good stuff. So won't go over it here, but this particular website is not a Highlevel basic website. This is a WordPress website hosted within Highlevel. Just want to make sure that we're clear. Now, doing that, what I wanted to do is show you that there's a couple of compliance things that I want to show you regarding the website chat widget, as well as any contact forms that you may have on your website. So right now, this right here at the bottom is the website chat widget. If you click on that, you'll simply pull up the form. Many of you have probably already seen this. If you don't have this on your site or your other sites, please use this. This is a great tool for people to communicate with you directly. But what I want to do is kind of show you this. We're going to take a look at the back-end configuration of this and show you how the website chat widget is already SMS compliant right off the bat. So we don't need to do anything with the website chat widget to make it compliant. But what I did find out is I do have a contact form on my website. And I'm going to close this out real quick. Come up here and I have a sort of a work with me area. And if you go to this particular page, I do have a Highlevel form that was created that integrates right here, first name, last name, phone, email, and then just a how can I help you box. So we're going to take a look at this form. This form does have some workflows associated with it that in turn send out SMS and email messages. So when you're dealing with workflows, you can send out any number of those type of messages. Of course, that's an extra cost that you have through Twilio that you send that stuff out, or Mailgun, however, whichever email provider you use. But there is no compliance on this form. So if you watch the video, one of the things that they highly recommend is having a checkbox that somebody has to check and opt in that has the message on there, that legal disclaimer saying that you have the right to send them SMS messages and charges may apply. So this form is not compliant. Shame on me, smack, smack. Let's go ahead and get that fixed right now. So right now what I want to do is go inside of my sites, click on the chat widget. This right here is the chat widget configuration behind the scenes that you actually see. One of the things I didn't want to go through and just opt in just to kind of show you this. I'd much rather just come down the configuration. But if you look here underneath the widget window for this one, what you can see is this legal message here. So right now, you've got a legal message that says, by submitting, you agree to receive SMS or emails for the provided channel. Rates may apply. So this right here is the sort of already the compliance factor built in that lets people know when they communicate with you that you do have that you may very well be contacted and then charges may apply. Now, without reinventing the wheel, I'm going to reuse this exact same legal message in my online form. And you guys can do the same if you want. It's not very hard to do. We're going to do it here real quick using a custom field. So right now, I just wanted to zoom back out here. Now notice that once you fill all this information out and send it, the legal message, if you look, I don't know if it'll allow me to blow it up, but if you take a look, it's right here in sort of gray message, by submitting, you agree to receive. So it's a statement down here in the bottom of the chat widget box. So if we come over here and click on this, notice that this right here, I didn't want to see if I could blow this up, but right here, by submitting, you agree to receive SMS. So that same message, that legal message that we just saw, does show up on the chat widget form right here before they submit it, and that's the sort of compliance that you need from that perspective. Now, now that we've done that, I'm going to sort of scroll back out here, and I'm going to go behind the scenes here. We're going to go to some custom fields, and we're going to create a custom field because right now, to add additional fields to a form that's not a standard field that's built into Highlevel, you're going to have to create a custom field to hold that value or that data. So right now what we're going to do, and by the way, if you go through the seminar, they recommend just having a checkbox. Just a checkbox that somebody has to check that complies with that, and it has to be required. And we'll go ahead and show you how to do all that. So we're going to add a field. Now, they give you a lot of different boxes here, but what we're doing is we're simply going to come down here. Forgive me, I'm going to blow this up just so we could see it. We're going to do a checkbox. Notice if you come over here, you get a little preview of what this is supposed to look like. I'm going to click Next. Now we're going to have to give this a name. I'm not going to be creative. I'm just going to call it SMS Message Consent. So that's what I'm going to call it. It's going to be at the contact record. Now, for this right here, you have to choose in a custom field where you want to put it in the contact record. For this particular type of consent, I want this to be at the contact level myself personally. I don't want it to be underneath any sub areas because there's two areas, general info and additional info that you have by default. You can create other areas if you want to, but I want this consent to be high level, to be viewed right at the contact level. So I'm going to choose contact. Now, for the option name right here, what I'm going to do is I've copied that legal message. So I'm just going to simply paste that here. Okay, so I'm going to paste it and then I'm going to click Save. So now we've created the custom field. So now let's go into the form and get this updated. So if we go to Sites, we go to Forms and Form Builder. Now, I already have a form. It's called Work With Me. That's just kind of what the form is called. Now, I do want to show you, this is going to be a little bit of a different layout here. For those people, this is not a new version of Highlevel or anything like that. This is the new form builder. Okay, and this feature can be turned on if you go to your sub account, your settings, and then the labs area. Once you go in the labs area, you can turn on sort of the new funnel builder, the new form builder, the new email builder. Highlevel is coming out with a lot of different interfaces for this. So this could look a little bit different, but this is Highlevel. It's just the new builder tool that I've enabled. It's just I want to kind of get used to it. This is going to eventually replace everything. So you might as well just kind of get used to it now. Otherwise, you're going to have to get used to it at some point. But right now, what we want to do is click on Add Form Element. Notice that a lot of these over here were over on this side at one point. So it's a little bit different. Here's some of the standard fields that you can put in here if you wanted to. Now, personal info. Right now, if we wanted to, we could create a text area right here. You know, if we wanted to, and just simply come over here and put in this text. Yeah, we could do something like that. Excuse me. But right now, that's not really the compliance that Highlevel recommends. They're recommending that somebody just not read it, that they actually have a checkbox on the forms that you submit. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to remove that, delete that, so we don't want that. What we want to do is go back and use the custom field that we just created. So here on the custom field, notice that we have the SMS message consent. I'm going to come over here and drag this and drop this right here. So now what we have is a nice little one that says SMS message consent and has our legal notices, and then it has a little checkbox next to it. So that's kind of what the custom field gives us. And the cool thing about it is that we can always simply drag. Now that we've created a custom field, we can use this anywhere. Any place, in anywhere, we can use this on any form. We don't have to recreate it again, which is the perfect. So right now I'm going to go ahead and click first of all, before I click Save, this form is connected directly to my website just using the Highlevel code. So notice I'm going to come here and just refresh this page. It takes just a couple seconds. Notice that this is what the form looks like here. So now I'm going to come back over into this area and I'm just going to click Save on this. Takes it just a quick second or so to save it, and then I'm going to come back over here and I should refresh it, and hopefully it's not going to make me look crazy. Boom, there it is. So now the form on my website automatically gets updated because of the code that I put on here from Highlevel. All of this works fine. So now what we need to do is one thing we have not done, though, you might have caught this already. We did not make this a required field. So let's go back into this because people can submit it and they don't need to check this box. So right now what you can do is come down here to the message, click on this particular field, come over here to the side, and I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit here. So if you come over here to the side, now you can say this field message is required. Now, this has got some, I'm going to just tell you this has got some pros and cons to it. Pro is obviously that it'll make you compliant, and people are not going to be able to submit this form unless they check that box. But another con is they won't submit if they don't want to check that box, then they won't submit their information to work for you. However, I think that's highly unlikely. I mean, people understand that there's compliance things that you have to go through now. They understand if there's a checkbox there, and that if you don't want to receive text messages, or if you do receive text messages, you can just simply use the standard stop type message to opt out of any form. That's already built into Highlevel. You don't need to include that. But I mean, you might want to go the extra effort, and in the video, in this SMS compliance webinar, Chase Buckner actually made a very good point. He just said that he would actually do like a double opt-in. So this is where you would simply, not only do they opt in on the form, but then once they submit the form, then you can simply go back in the workflow and send them an SMS message again saying, thank you very much for reaching out on our contact form. Just to confirm, please, submit a Y that you confirm to get SMS messages, or no that you don't want messages. So that's a kind of SMS message that you could put in a workflow. It's kind of like a double opt-in just to absolutely confirm that people want to do that. That's kind of a little bit over the top, but sure, you can do that if you want to. But as far as compliance, in my understanding, just doing this on the form, making it required, is all that people need, just so that they can understand and they're agreeing that you're going to be able to send them emails or SMS messages from this contact form, because otherwise, how would you get in touch with them? You could perhaps call them, but if they schedule an appointment, you want to make sure that appointment reminders get sent out and your workflows for that happen. So you do need to make sure they opt in for SMS and email compliance. Otherwise, a lot of your workflows are just not going to be able to function and work. So right now, I'm going to, again, go back here. It's required. I went ahead and saved it. So now if I want to come in here and just put, I'm just going to fill this out. John Smith. This is all fake data, so I'm just trying to make a point here. So how can I help you? I need your help. That's informational. So now if we try to do this and we click submit, what did I do there? It went and it submitted. What happened? I didn't refresh the page before I submitted it. So that was my fault on that one. This happens when you're dealing with live environment. So that version of the form allowed me to submit it without the required field. I'd have to refresh the page in order for that required field to work. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and try it again, because that kind of made me feel a little bit crazy. Like, what happened? So if I do this again, the required message, it should give us a red error message saying this needs to be checked now. If I click on that, boom. So that was kind of my fault here. Guess what happens? I didn't refresh the page to get the new version of the form that said that the field is required. But once you do that, you see that you now have to select this. Once you select this, you are now able to opt in. That form will go through, and then any message that you have afterwards will go through. So if you have a form, a high-level form on a website that you have, or even your client's website. Now, this is a good money-making opportunity. If you are a SaaS provider and you're providing this stuff with your customers, guess what? You could be nice and offer to do this for free for your clients, or this could be something that, if you already have a report staff, you saw how easy this is to do, just to go through the form and submit it and put this little custom field. You could charge your people, I'm just saying, $100. More. I don't know how much you really want to charge them, but to go through and look at all of their websites and things like that, and even funnels. I mean, keep in mind, guys, when you're doing funnels now, and if your opt-in on your form has a phone number field on there that's required, man, you're going to get nailed on that too. So you need to make sure that you do something very similar to this on your funnel pages. Because if not, right now you're going to use that phone number to send the messages, and they didn't comply. So again, anywhere where you're going to gather the phone number on any lead opt-in form, a funnel, website, the website chat widget, anything like that you're going to be gathering their phone number, you need to make sure that you remain compliant and you let people know of what's going to happen. So let me take a look here with this. We updated the form, so I'm going to just go back here. And what was the other thing I was going to look at here for? Compliance screen. So that's what I was going to show you here. Sorry, I was trying to look at my notes over here. But this SMS compliance deadline, if you take a look at this screen, it's going through sort of a little 8-step wizard here that you're going to have to go through. Now, I told you I wasn't going to go through all this, but if you look here under your phone number, so you go to your sub account, settings, and then inside of the settings, you're going to go to phone numbers. Inside of there, if you look at the very top over here, it's got a trust center. So you're going to click on that, and I'm going to go back out. So this A2P brand and campaign registration is where you need to sit back and start your registration. So this is where you need to go through, start registering. This is where this video right here, this compliance webinar, will walk you through all the steps involved with this. What do you copy and paste? How do you handle that? Whether you're sole proprietor or whether you have an LLC with an EIN number, there's different registration types that you can use, but this is where you access that at. Now, one of the other things that you might want to start doing here, and I'm going to extend this a little bit. I'm going to be doing this on the fly, so I may very well mess up, so please forgive me on that if you do, but I'd like to load some additional workflows from my affiliate snapshot that I give out to all of my affiliates that sign up under my link. There's just a lot of good workflows that I have that you can use in your business that handles a lot of the basic automation, lead management, contact management, things like that it just comes standard with every high-level account. And I even, inside of the snapshot, I have another course that comes along with the snapshot that in turn tells you how to customize it. There's probably about 6 different things that you need to customize inside of the snapshot to really make sure we have a lot of like custom values in there that you need to update in order for everything to work right. But there's a couple of workflows regarding Google My Business messaging, Facebook messaging, things like that I give away that I kind of want to show you as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here. This is my sub account, and I'm just going to go ahead and load this snapshot. So I'm going to come down here, and it's just called Affiliate Snapshot. Now, here's all the stuff that kind of comes with all this. I'm not going to go through all of this stuff. Really, what I want to do is just kind of bring in some of the workflows. So I'm just going to choose skip. Notice I can pull all of these things in here for calendars, campaigns, all the custom fields and custom values and funnels that we create. I don't want to bring all of that into my account right now. So I'm going to click skip to skip all of it. And then I'm going to come down here to the workflows and expand the workflows. So inside the workflows, I've got several folders for contact management, lead management, pipeline management, reputation management, and even SaaS client management. So if you're running a SaaS business, if you want to have your onboarding funnel and people sign up, people buy stuff, there's workflows in there that you can use as a foundation to help you out build your automations out. So what I'm going to do here is inside of this, I'm going to click select all just on the workflows, and there's 33 of them in here. As you can see, these are all the ones that come with it that you get. So I'm going to come down here and just click proceed. It's going to check to make sure there are no conflicts. So no conflicts. I'm just going to click proceed and then click OK. And typically that does take a few minutes, but we'll let that run for just a minute. Excuse me. So right now, one of the things that I have in here is how do you handle leads coming in from Facebook, Google My Business, Instagram? Because when leads communicate with you through those mediums here, the problem that I see a lot of times is you only get the first name and last name. You don't get any other contact information. When people send you that information via Messenger, it creates a contact, and the contact could be John Smith, and that's all you get. Well, that's kind of incomplete here. What I've done is I've created some workflows that automate back and forth when somebody messaging you through any one of these channels. It sends back and actually gathers their email and updates their email address, gets their phone number, updates their phone number inside of this workflow. So whenever somebody communicates with you, it basically takes and funnels all of these Facebook, Instagram, and Google My Business leads down into converting those into a full contact record with a first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Then you can start converting once you've got that information, then that workflow ends and then another workflow picks up that allows you to communicate with everybody on an SMS or common level, so that you're not going back and forth just on Facebook or Instagram. You're bringing them back to a common channel of communication, which is text messaging. And of course, because this is SMS compliance, we have to make sure that somewhere in those workflows, we actually simply put in that authorization that I mentioned earlier that Chase Buckner had put in there about, if once they sign up and you get their email address and their phone number, to send them another quick message saying, hey, by opting into this, you allow us to communicate with you via SMS or emails. And again, you could use the exact same legal message that was in the website chat widget. That right there should be fine. So again, check with the compliance. I'm not saying everything that I'm talking about here is golden. Nothing. I'm not saying I'm the end all person when it comes to compliance, because I'm not. So once you do this, please just check to make sure everything is still good for you, because I don't want to get in trouble, just solely based upon what I'm telling you. I'm just trying to give you some quick tips regarding SMS messaging, and maybe how to not only update your own business, but actually create a revenue stream from all of your clients. Because you might have clients at a certain level, certain package. What I was talking about earlier, you might give them this service for free, but if they're on the lower package, I don't know, you may charge them something for it, because it is worth something to go through all of this and to make them compliant, to update their forms, update their funnels, their website, contact forms on their website, things like that. So you don't want them to get blacklisted, as well as you're going to need to sit back and use the same. Let me go here. This same compliance wizard. Let me get back to it here. In the Trust Center, this registration is going to need to be done not only by you and your business, but by all of your customer accounts as well. If your customers send people text messages, or they gather data from the website chat widget or any place else that we've been talking about, they will need to fill this out as well. They'll need to be compliant, in which case somebody's going to have to go through this wizard, fill all this information out for them. And of course, that could be a part of the package that you charge people for. So again, this could be a revenue stream for you. So now that I'm back here, where was I going here? So once... I was looking at the workflows here. Let me go back here and here to the workflows, automations. Okay, so now we see we've got like contact management, high-level membership site, this lead management. Right now, I think what I'm talking about is under lead management. Here's a few things that I've got, and I'm just going to use Facebook as an example. Notice right here, one of the things that I do, and be careful of this, if you ever do get snapshots from other people, you need to make sure that these workflows are not published. Okay, because I did that one time. That's a personal experience for me. I'll share that with you. I got some snapshots from some other people and was trying out some of their workflows and loaded their workflows into my business. And then boom, all this stuff started firing all over the place, because when I put their workflows in, they were already published. So they were instantly live. And when somebody signed up for this, or signed up for the free high-level course that I have, or signed up for whatever, all these things started, blowing up, and messages started going out and confusing people, because I had multiple things firing at one time. So very frustrating on that. So I had to go through, find those workflows, and turn them from published back to draft. So just be careful about that. That's one thing that I personally did learn. But all of my workflows I keep in draft mode, because they're not active until you go in and update them. So that's exactly what I wanted here. So right now, in order to use this Facebook Messenger bot, is what I called it, you will need to have the integrations to Facebook made, because if not, you'll never get messages coming across through Facebook. But all it is, if you take a look here, the trigger on this one is just anybody that communicates through the Facebook Messenger channel. Okay, so if somebody goes to your business page, they click on the little chat thing, and they send you a message for whatever reason, trying to touch base with you, this thing kicks off, and now what you can do is simply start having a conversation, get their information, like their email address and their phone number, update their contact record, and then once they've done that, then you can again move them. This workflow ends, and then you can trigger another workflow. We'll take a look at that here, but so right now, I'm not going to go through every step here, but you see some of the just basic things. The biggest thing is we're sending Facebook Messenger requests back initially. Okay, so we'll see we've got an internal notification. We send a response back to somebody just saying, hello, very basically, thank you for contacting us here. May I please get your email address? And likewise, whenever that comes in here, there's some logic that basically says, did people reply? If they did reply, update their information. But I'm just showing you this because this is one of just one channel, one of the Facebook channels that you get. Google My Business has a different one. Instagram has a different one for this. So they're all pretty similar, but the channels have to be different because they're communicating on different channels, which means the triggers are going to be different. The messaging formats inside the workflows are going to be different, Facebook to Google My Business and so forth. So it's very difficult to try to put an all-in-one thing in here. It's just going to be very confusing, very hard to look at and read. So here, as you take a look, this is, did the lead reply with an email address? Yes. We're just going to assume that they did. If they didn't, it'll go through and try to contact them again. But it's going to update their email address. Then it's going to ask them for the phone number. So it's going to wait 5 minutes. Did they update their phone number? Hopefully they're still on Facebook Messenger, and they're just going to put in their phone number, send it back to you. Here they're going to simply say yes, they did reply with the phone number. Add the phone number to the contact record. And then right now, this right here is add to the lead management workflow. So at the end, this is where ultimately the steps are supposed to go to. Somebody contacts you on Facebook, it goes through and gets your email address, your phone number inside of here. And from here, now what you can do is you can send them off to another workflow that's going to begin the communication as far as what were they looking for. Because they contacted you on Facebook, but you wanted to make sure you got all their contact information, but you haven't really had a conversation yet about what they want. What service they want, what questions they can ask. But now, because you have all their contact information, now all of that can be done using a common communication method like SMS. So now, how does SMS compliance fit in here? So great question. So here, what we'll end up doing here is once we add their phone number, obviously we have their phone number at this point. At this point, you can simply click on this button right here. You can come back and send them an SMS message. Now, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to go look at this, go to my sub account here and look at the chat widget or the sites. Chat widget, what I'm doing is I'm pulling that legal text. I'm coming over here and getting that legal text because that should be good enough for this. So right now, you can just simply for the SMS, and you can have a template for this, but let's just say, thank you for providing your phone number. By continuing, you agree let's just say we just remove this and just say, thank you for giving your providing your phone number. By submitting, you agree to receive the SMS message for your email. Rates may be applied. Please respond Y for yes or N for no. So right now, this is one of the things that you could do. Simply send them a text message. Then, of course, what you're going to need to do is come down here and create an if-then logic statement. So if you want to come in here and create an if-else statement, this is where you would have a yes branch. And this is where you want to come back and say contact reply, contact replied. The replied message is Y. So that's if they hit Y back. It's going to go down the yes branch. And then we simply can add a branch here. We're going to call this branch no. And then from here, we're going to sit back and say customer contact replied. Replied message is N. So right now we can simply do that. Now, of course, we want to name this something different here. The contact reply, just trying to do best practice here. So doing this on the fly. So obviously if they did yes, they did reply yes, then you'd want to add them into the lead management workflow. If they ended no, then what would you want to do? You'd want to come back here and update their contact record. And you'd want to add a contact tag. And the contact tag that you want to put in here is, I don't see it here. It's just, do not disturb. So D&D. Now, this is one of those things where you hope they don't do this, but if somebody did press no, then they don't opt in to being communicated with text messaging. So that's one of those things where you need to make sure that you add a tag to them to make sure that they're do not contact or do not disturb for that. And then you'll have to update their contact record and just simply click save. So I'm just trying to give you an idea here of if you have a workflow similar to this, how you can build this a quick SMS messaging comply component in here by once you wherever it is in your workflow, but you need to sit back and have some kind of message that has if I could spell here, that has this that just says, hey, by submitting this you agree, please respond Y for yes and for no, and then from there if they don't reply at all, you can simply repeat the process and try to communicate with them again, things like that in the follow-up. But hopefully you got enough out of this to understand in your own workflows, how you can search through your onboarding, your lead management, wherever leads come in from, just to make sure that you add that additional step of SMS compliance in there to make sure that they do respond back and opt in. And when you do that, that particular workflow step message can actually be used. There's a step on that form here under the Trust Center. In that step form, the organization that you have to submit that to is going to ask you for a sample of your communication for validation. You can simply copy that SMS text message form that we just did there, paste it into that compliance form so they could see that this is how you authorize, make sure they're compliant, is you ask them, by submitting this, you allow us to do this, click yes or click Y. That's something that, at least in the training, they said they love to see, and it should go through with no problems, and you should get authorized. So, hey guys, that's about all I had right now. Again, I'm kind of excited, this being my first YouTube Live that I've done on my channel here. I'm looking to do more of these with certain topics because I do like the engagement from people. I do like the being people hop on and ask questions and things like that. So anyway, thank you so much for visiting my channel. I do hope you found this useful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. You will get a lot of great content and valuable. I don't just say that, I actually mean it, because I do have a lot of integrity behind the videos I create. I'm not a very good fluff person. I don't like fluff. I like information. And when I watch something, I want it to be worth my time. So that's the way I create my videos, is to make them compact. Most of my videos are somewhere between 7 minutes and 30 minutes. And 30 minutes is like a big, heavier, multiple option thing that takes a little bit more to explain, or I'm doing scenarios where I'm showing you, not only explaining things to you, but then giving you a usage inside of that example of how you can use it inside of either your business or even a client's business. So if you do have a comment or question regarding SMS compliance, if I can answer it, I certainly will from Highlevel. Just leave me a comment below for this. But again, guys, I am a Highlevel affiliate here. That's kind of what I'm working toward, is to have people sign up under my account. I do get credit for it. I'll just simply say that right now. But I'm willing to work for you and work hard for you to make sure that you're successful if you sign up under my account. Again, I do have some bonuses. Please check out my blog. You saw rayodaniel.com. It has a lot of great blog articles. I do have a lot of other corresponding videos on my YouTube channel. Everything that you would probably want to know about the basic components. There are some advanced topics that I have not covered yet that I'm still working on getting videos created for that. So please be patient with that. But all the basic standard stuff that you would need to create your business or your client's business, all of that's included. Now, I actually do have a client onboarding course that comes with my affiliate. When you sign up, you'll get my snapshot, all of my workflows, and even I give you like a little spreadsheet that breaks down all the components of the workflow the snapshot that you get, and then what things need to be customized. So go here and update this field to whatever particular value, like a booking page. If put your booking calendar link in this custom value here. Put your email address in this custom value, things like that. Once you fill all that information out once, boom, it's great. The client onboarding course, you can use it in one of two ways. You can either use it to train your own team. So go through and have your team go over this, and they can get trained on this. If you hire new VAs to do some of this work, they can go through, look at the onboarding course. They will now know how to do the work. They can go through and onboard the client themselves, or the onboarding course is actually integrated into the Snapshot itself. So it's actually a product based inside of the membership site of the Snapshot. Sorry if I lost you on that one, but you get the course basically with the Snapshot. So you can deploy that course with the client if you want to. You can actually give that to the client and have them look through this. All of the videos are specifically white labeled. I'm just simply teaching. I don't go over me, who I am, or your business. That's going to be up to you to customize the course if you want to put additional information below, but nothing is geared toward me. I don't link any of your customers to me on that. That's completely just an open course for you to just train your people on, or your clients, and for you to just enjoy. Because I know client onboarding can be a pain. So guys, thanks so much for visiting my channel, for taking the time to watch the video. You have a great day. Bye-bye.